Hi everyone, welcome to your Pilates class. So today's class is all about legs. So we are using a loop band, which is a nice looped band. You can use a resistance band, tie it, and you also can do this class without any bands if you don't have any. If not, there are alternatives around the house, like you could use a stocking or a pair of tights and just wrap them around your legs. So let's get started. So we're going to start by lying down on our backs, and we're going to bring the bands, we're going to start straight away with the bands. So we're going to bring the bands just above the knees, a couple of inches, whatever feels comfortable for you. Just make sure they're not on the knees. And then let's lie all the way down and bring ourselves to a neutral spine. So first of all, we're just going to start with working the inner thighs, and we want to bring our feet hip distance apart. So make sure the feet, knees and hips are all in line with each other. So the knees aren't in and the feet are apart, they're all in the same line. So if you have one of these bands, they're really, really good because you're instantly feeling that tension. Depending on your band, you might not, but yeah, straight away it starts working. So then just bring yourself to a neutral spine. You want to have a natural arch underneath your lower back, but your tailbone's down, so you're not tucking under or you're not overarched. You've just got a nice neutral position. Then bring your hands down by your side. So I want you to draw the shoulder blades down away from the ears and extend one leg up towards the ceiling. Okay, if you feel that you've tucked under and your tailbones come up, you've come up too high, so just find your range. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, we're just going to lower down through the center. Draw the ribs towards the hips. Inhale, flex the foot and come all the way back up. Point through the toes, exhale, lower down. Inhale, flex and come all the way up. So just make sure when you come up, you haven't lifted the tailbone, so it stays down. Nice, slow, controlled movement here. So we're going nice and slow, we're going with the breath. We're squeezing through the front of the thigh as we lower down, so you get the activation as well as the movement. The slower, the harder. So in Pilates, it's nice, slow, controlled movements where you're just focusing on the breath, you're focusing on the abdominal activation so we can really lift up through the pelvic floor, and then squeezing through every muscle that you're working. So we want to be squeezing through the front of the thigh. Press the navel towards the spine. Really try and focus on bringing yourself to your body. No bending through the knee here. So we want to be keeping the leg as long as possible so we're not working through the joints, because if you're bending through the knee, you're just working through the joints, you're not getting any, well, you might get a little bit, but you're not really working the muscles as hard as you can be. 4 more. Last one. Hold it up, tiny pulses back. So you're using that resistance now. You're really feeling it through the inner thighs, flexing through the foot. Keep that tailbone down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Bend through the knee, and you're just going to tap the heel to the opposite knee and then extend away. Tap, inhale. Exhale, extend. Okay, so still getting that inner thigh work, front of the thighs, strengthening the knees and the hips. So there should be now an external rotation, because as you go to tap down, your knee should be externally rotated. It's a little bit wider than the hip, so the knee's a little bit wider than the hip. 5 more. 3, 2, last one. Keep the extension and rotate the knee away from the hip joint. Then lower it down, keeping the foot flexed, lift back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. So let's really get that pelvic floor now. Squeeze through the inner thigh. Keep that rotation. So if you were to look at the knee, you're looking at the inside of the knee. Try not to press down too hard on the hands. We don't want to activate through the upper back. We want to focus on the lower body here. And then the opposite leg, so the stabilizing leg here, try not to press down too much on the heel of that leg. So we don't want any glute work at the moment. 4 more. Last 2. Last one, hold it up, tiny pulses up. Keep that external rotation, keep the lengthen through the leg. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower that leg all the way down. Okay, let's do the other side. So just make sure that the knees are back in line with the hips. You haven't moved them around too much. And then when you're ready, extend the other leg all the way up. Point through the toes. Take a deep breath in. Shoulder blades are down and back. Lower down on the exhale. Point through those toes. And then flex and come all the way back up. Point and lower. Flex and come up. So the leg stays long the whole time. As you're lowering the leg down, try and draw the ribs towards the hips. And then that way you're not flaring through the ribs or arching through the back as you come down. Okay, and then that'll get you to activate through the core as well. So we get a strong core and we get strong thighs. Try not to drop the knee of that stabilizing leg. It stays in line with the hip. So there's a lot to focus on here. Really engaging through the core. Every time you lower that leg down, try and really press the navel towards the spine. Again, when you're lifting that leg up, try not to lift the tailbone. 5 more. Last 2. Last 1, hold it up, tiny pulses back. Keep that tailbone down, try not to press through the heel of the stabilizing leg, really squeezing through that inner thigh. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it here. You're gonna tap the heel to the knee, and then the knee will come externally rotated out. So it's gonna be a little bit wider than the hip. Extend away, tap, extend. Inhale, tap, exhale, extend. Keep that foot flexed. The knee stays externally rotated now. Strong engagement through the core, and then try not to press through the heel of the stabilizing leg. So we're not activating through the glute at all. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Last 1, keep the extension, keep the knee rotated away from the hip joint, lower down through the center, and then lift back up. Exhale, lower, inhale, lift. Keep that leg long, no bending through the knee. Squeeze through the inner thigh to lift the leg up, so you're really getting that engagement. 5 more. Last 2. Last 1, hold it up, tiny pulses. Stretch that leg away. Tiny pulses, keep squeezing through that inner thigh for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then rest all the way down. Well done. All right, keeping the feet hip distance apart, knees and in line with the hips, we're gonna go straight into some glute work. So we're lying on our back, we wanna go straight into some pelvic curls. So neutral spine is here. Tuck the tailbone under, so you wanna tuck the pubic bone in towards the belly button. So you get that nice curve coming up through the spine. Hands down by the side, and then slowly start curling up one vertebrae at a time, all the way till you reach the top. Squeeze through the buttocks, deep breath in, And then exhale, curl all the way down. So from your upper, middle to lower back, all the way back to that neutral spine. So tuck under, keep the knees in line with the hips, don't let them roll in. Come all the way up so there's a long line with the shoulder, hip and knee at the top. Inhale, and then exhale, curl all the way down. Keep going, squeeze through that buttocks to press up through those heels to help you come all the way up. Pressing out slightly into the band so we get that outer thigh work as well. Take it nice and slow, working through the spine, stretching through the spine, as well as working through the back of the legs. 3 more to go. Last one, we're going to come all the way up to the top. So we're going to meet there. Stay here, press through one heel and then extend the other leg up. Inhale, tap all the way down, exhale, lift. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. Isolating each one side, so we're just working on one side. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press all the way up, bring that leg down, extend the other leg up, and again, lower and lift, lower and lift. 5 more. 3, 2, 1, press all the way up, bring those feet down, hold it here, make sure the feet are back in line with the hips, squeeze through the buttocks, lift up nice and high, open the knees, bring them back. Exhale, open, inhale, come back. Try not to drop the hips as you open the knees, keep them stacked, keep them up nice and high. Four more. Last 2. Last one, keep them out nice and wide, tiny pulses out. Keep those hips up nice and high, squeezing through the buttocks, engaging through the core. Keep pulsing out, so we're butterflying the legs out. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, knees in line with the hips. We're gonna lift one leg up into a tabletop, lower it back down. Lift the other and lower, alternating sides. Don't let one hip drop, keep them in line. That's so challenging, I know, but that's where you wanna be. You wanna not drop the hip as you lift. You really need to press through the heel of the stabilizing leg to get that other leg up. 2 more on each side. Last one. Staying up nice and high, take a deep breath in and then curl all the way down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring those knees in nice and close and release through the lower back. Okay, let's go again. We're gonna bring the feet together and open the knees. So the knees are in line with the hips, but the feet are together. Press down on those big toes, curl through the spine. So we're gonna tuck the tailbone under and then slowly start curling all the way back up. Press through the heels and press down on those big toes. So just a nice long line. If you can, with the shoulder, hip and knee, it can be a little bit harder with this one. So you might not be able to come up as high, but that's okay. And then pressing out into those resistance bands. Squeezing through the buttocks. Staying soft through the shoulders. Three more. After this third, we're going to come all the way down and then all the way back up and meet at the top again. So we're going to go again, take a deep breath in. We're going to just squeeze the knees together on the exhale, and then open the knees as wide as you can. So we're butterflying them out as wide as you can, and then close, squeeze them together. It's okay if you can't get your knees, but just try, and then open as much as you can without dropping the hips. Squeeze and open. Feel that inner thigh work, and also feel that glute work. Press down on the big toes, squeeze through the buttocks. Keep going, keep breathing. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, keep squeezing those knees together, lower the hips down halfway, lift back up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. So you won't be able to come up as high here. So just come up as high as you can. Squeeze through the buttocks so you're not working through the lower back. You shouldn't be feeling any pain through the lower back. If you are, open the knees just slightly. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up nice and high. Open the knees, lower down halfway. Squeeze the knees together, press back up. So you open, lower, squeeze, press. Open, lower, squeeze, press. Okay, should be feeling the work now. Try and really press through the heels to lift up. Squeeze through the knees to come up. 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up, open the knees, hold it here, tiny pulses out. Last exercise here, squeeze through the buttocks, butterfly those knees away as much as you can. Try to engage through the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay open and then curl all the way down 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring those knees in close to release that lower back. Well done. Okay, last little bit here, we're gonna roll onto our belly. So we're gonna go into a prone position and finish on some more legs. So we're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. If you feel that you can bring the knees out into a circle just to release through the lower back, then definitely do that. And then if you're doing that, just take it the other way for 3 more. 2, and 1, and then lower down. All right, let's go on to our belly. So just bring the resistance band down towards the ankles. So they're just on the ankles there, and then come all the way down. In this position here, you're gonna place one hand on top of each other, and then just try and adjust that band as much as you like. Press out into the band so that the feet are in line with the hips. Depending on how strong your band is, you might be able to come out a little bit wider or just whatever you feel is having enough tension on there so you get the best out of your exercises. So we're gonna press down on the top of the left foot. So that foot is not gonna move at all. Take a breath in. Make sure you've tucked the pubic bone in towards the belly button and the shoulders are down away from the ears. Then as you exhale, lift the right leg up and then inhale, lower. Just a little bit, especially if you have the bands that we sell. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. They're really, they've got a lot of resistance, so you only need to come up just a little bit. If you're using bands that are a little bit easier, you can definitely come up higher, of course, to make it harder. Strong engagement through the core. Really try and press out into that band. So you want to be squeezing through the muscle just above the knee. So you want to try and think about lifting the knee up, and that'll keep the leg long. No bending through the knee here. 5 more. And 4. Squeeze through the buttocks to lift the legs so you're not working through the lower back. Last one, we're going to hold it up, tiny circles. So circling, strong engagement through the core.
And then take the circles the other way. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Let's go straight into a hamstring curl. Lift the leg up, bend, extend away, lower back down. Lift up, bend, bring that heel nice and close, extend and lower. Same thing here, depending on the band, you might be able to bring that heel in as close as you can, or if the band's really, really tight, you might only be able to come a little bit. With these bands here, they're really, really hard. Four more. And 3, 2, and 1, and then lower all the way down. Let's do it to the other side. So press down on the tops of that right foot now, and as you exhale, lift the left leg up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. So this is really strengthening the whole back of the leg. It's strengthening the glute, and these exercises here help obviously help strengthen your glutes, but they also help prevent lower back pain. Each time you lift the leg up, try and point through the toes so that you keep the leg long, and then try and squeeze through the front of the thigh so you don't bend through the knee. Five more to go. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Last 2. 1, hold it up, tiny circles. Try and press out into the band so you're getting the best out of that exercise, you're working with the band. Deep breaths, and then take it the other way. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down, inhale, and then curl. So you're extending, lifting, and curling. Really focus on that hamstring activation here. Keep pressing down on the tops of that right foot. Four more. And 3, 2, 1, and then rest all the way down. Well done. Okay, let's take those bands out. Press up through the body, and we'll go into our rest position, which is our prayer pose. Open the knees, bring the toes together, lower the hips down, and then just stretch the arms away. So we can just release through the lower back. Crawl the fingertips towards the edge of the mat. And then when you're ready, slowly start coming all the way up. Let's finish on a stretch. We're going to finish on our dancer stretch, which stretches out the back of the legs and the front of the legs too, which is great for everything that we just did. So just bring the foot to the thigh, whichever one you like, lengthen through the leg, and then bring the arm down. So if it's your right leg, it'll be your right arm. The other arm comes up and over. Keep the foot flexed so the toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. And then if you want to bring it into more of an inner thigh stretch as well, just rotate the toes away. So you should then feel it through the inner thigh. And then a nice big deep breath in to slowly come up. Let's swap sides. So extend through the other leg now, lengthen, and then when you're ready, come up and over with the arm. Keep the foot flexed. You can even rotate the toes away. Crawl the fingertips down towards the feet to make it harder. And then a deep breath in to slowly come up. Well done today on your leg workout. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you for the next one.